We like to get everything started each week with a recap of what happened the week prior. This was 2 weeks ago. Does anyone want to go ahead and get me started with that?
I know we were starting to, I think, round up the final plans and putting plans into motion for the whole fire brigade burning down the woods thing.
Right. Willow contacted Nix and had him message everybody that we were ready and to get everybody into positions. And the whole theory is that we're going to not burn down all the way around, but force them in a very specific direction where we can be waiting in ambush instead of the other way around. So hopefully this doesn't turn out to be a backfire on us, because everybody's dreading that.
Okay, so when I recall, you guys were last on your way up to the lumber mill. You guys have had a little bit of a rest there, not far from where you guys had run into the mysterious encounter in the woods. So with that, what would you guys like to do? You guys have woken up from your camp, or are you guys going to begin your way? Or Robert, you had given some concern about doing this with being injured. Are you guys going to want to head back?
Oh no, we're still going to have to proceed because we can't delay any longer than we already have. My character is just going to have to be a little bit more cautious than normal in combat.
And forgive me one moment, I'm going to get my headset on.
Yeah, I don't know how, but I did manage to forget about the whole forest illusion, laughing, cackling nonsense that we came across. That dreadful cackling.
Yeah, that cost me like 9 points of hit points, so like permanently.
You'll be fine.
Utilizing Roll20 for the mapping system, so you guys can actually get an idea of where on the map you actually are. Continuing our way, you guys are making your way north, and you guys travel about an hour or so until finally you guys reach your destination.
Willow is uncharacteristically quiet right now.
You good, Willow?
Oh no, Willow is having a living nightmare at the moment with the night hag that cursed me.
Do you need to hit off the pipe to calm down? Gaia loads her corncob pipe and lets Willow take a green hit.
Well, Willow will at least be a little bit more her normal self, but unfortunately, unless you have a way to cure the curse, I'm still a little weaker than I should be.
Completely understandable. This
I
will
love
just
the
help
laid
take a little bit of edge off, that's all.
Love the laid back. That's awesome.
If she was any more laid back, she'd be dead.
And don't be telling my secrets.
All right. So, with that, you guys do arrive at the same woods you guys had been not but a week ago. It is still very thick, of course, here, and it seems like some of the webbing, I know I don't have it illustrated there like I did last time, is still rather thick throughout. Um, but it's not long after uh, you have arrived that you are addressed by one of your you hear, sorry, someone call to you, and it happens to be Judge. He comes down out of some of the trees nearby, and he gets down, and you can see that he's still holding a rifle, which he then puts on his back, puts it away. He says, "Well, I'm glad to see you all." He says, "I've been holed up here the last few days. Um, some of the mill workers, they're on the southern end of this place. I've already got them set up, and they're creating a trench along the side, as you had requested before. I believe that you guys wanted to do the same around here. I've been kind of maintaining things. Some of the spiders, they've begun to go back and fill up those areas, inhabit those areas that you've already cleared out. And so I've been popping them off little by little from a distance. And I've seen some of them trying to flee, even as we've started to build our barricade around the forest as you requested. Um, and I've been popping those guys off as well. Uh, my teammates have shown up from town uh, just a couple of days ago, and I've got them on the backside protecting the mill workers as I've been waiting for you guys to show up on this end. Once again, I can't say enough. I'm really glad to see you.
Yeah, we're excited to actually get this going.
I can go ahead and get working on a trench if we're ready for that. I can just use some mold earth and put a trench wherever you want.
Okay. So I believe that
we surround
David, had you had a plan, did you not, Fire Marshal?
Yeah, the plan. My original plan is basically to give these things no way out, and then just burn the entire perimeter of where they are and close it in. So we just roast them all.
But they could break through at any point doing that. Whereas if we leave them an access point, then they're forced to come to us.
If we burn all sides at the same time and the fire goes in, they have no way out.
Okay,
Unless
if
it's
we're
only
willing
the
to
fire.
take that chance. I'm willing to take that chance. We can try.
To use a movie quote, Crocodile Dundee 2. Have you ever tried to get snakes out of a reed field?
I personally have not.
Yeah, you basically burn. Yeah, you just burn the thing so they. Yeah.
So, do you want to spread us out around the foresty area with the mill workers and Judge and his crew, and just all?
We still have my fire. We have my fire brigade with us as well, right?
You were supposed to have, yes.
So yeah,
We
fire
were supposed to have brought the volunteers from town.
All 4 of them, plus the Minotaur.
there was supposed to be a minute. Okay.
We also have TikTok.
Oh yeah. So are we gonna spread around and on 3 all light up the trees?
So yeah, I mean, if we're going to be spreading out and like setting this thing on fire, we can have the fire brigade can help out with the lumberjacks on working on the trench, so we can keep this thing from spreading. And then once we have essentially a moat going, then whoosh.
Okay. Well, would you like me to help with the trench duty?
Absolutely. I mean, with you being able to move earth, that definitely makes the job easier. Who is Fabio?
That's Alistair.
Oh,
okay.
So yeah, I have mold.
Way I was planning on doing, I apologize. Go ahead.
I was just saying I have mold earth, so I can either join the trench crew or work the opposite way as them and double the speed.
I suggest that we space out either 3 or 5 spaces between each of us on this map, and just circle as much of it as we can and just get to work. See if we can't get it all knocked out before they realize what's going on, and can have a fire going by nightfall.
So
that sounds like a plan.
What my original plan was to have the Minotaur, Alistair, and Thalia. Is that right? Is that her name?
Yes.
Okay. I have so much trouble with it. Come up the day after.
Alien.
Have her come up. Them all come up the day after with the rest of your guys, the volunteers that you are cured from the town. As you guys begin to set up your deal there, they begin arriving. So they were only about a few hours behind you. But yeah, you guys have on hand close to 100 people to assist you between the lumber mill and some people from town that have been rallied for the steel. Now you guys can spread yourselves out however you like, all around this place. Now that you guys are broken up into your groups, now you guys can control your icons. I have it set up to where you can. At least you should be able to. Go ahead and try that. Okay. Curtis, I realize that you're not going to be able to utilize your icon because you're not on Roll20 right now. That's okay. I'll do that for you.
My Twitch thing's not popping up right now, so I was trying to watch it on the table in the tavern, and it's not popping up right now.
Okay, no problem.
Give me a second here. I will share my screen.
As soon as I get the thumbs up from my crew that our area is actually prepared, I'm going to send somebody in each direction to make sure the other area and I think we'll just do the whole day thing and see if everybody's ready. We'll ignite.
I would like to maybe, if it's not too much, before we all separated, maybe find someone with like thaumaturgy or some sort of signaling method so we can kind of sync with what we're doing.
Nyx is the only one that I'm familiar with for sure that has that, and he is not currently with one of us at the moment.
Oh, you don't have thaumaturgy, huh? You have druidcraft.
Yep.
I can just shoot an eldritch blast up in the air. Do you think 120 feet's enough for everyone to see it?
Considering this is representing several miles, I don't know. If it wasn't a really thick, dense, forested area, you could probably get away with that if it was a plains, but I guess what I'm just going to do is send one of my workers each direction to ask the next crew, okay, my group is ready, are you guys ready? And then have them rejoin me. So that I'm technically like commanding a small group of commoners.
Belmont, do you have anything you can do for like a loud noise or something?
Well, even a loud noise only goes 300 feet.
Do you have a flare round for your gun? Or you can probably freaking make one real quick.
Seeing what I got.
Maybe the are contacting each other.
Use like lantern signals or something if we have to. Smoke signals. Or we can wing it.
That's what you guys have been doing. Plan was a list of things to go wrong.
Heard that before.
So, you guys have decided what you guys want to do then?
Well,
as we were separating, Lucius brought up that we need to find a way to communicate with one another.
To signal.
And so we are all trying to brainstorm a method to let everybody know that our group is ready to start the fire. The only way.
Is this area here like a gun or a rifle go off? Because those things are pretty loud, aren't they?
Well, like I said, the thunderous sound that you get in the game only goes 300 feet. So.
All right. Well, I say
if we zone of just like some minor value, then I'd be able to do something.
Well, We can see if I find one with my move earth when I'm digging it like a mile of trench.
Like, I mean, like, 100 gold pieces worth 100 gold pieces, like piece of amber or something like that, or garnet. That way I can trade out my alchemy jug with a homunculus, and then we have a message.
Well, I think we're just gonna have to. Is there anything we need to roll or anything to successfully create the trenches?
Okay. So yeah, let me get some. Normally, I would for David. This might be a tinker check. For most of you, this will be a survival. David is proficient with the tools and so forth to doing what he does. So, as an artificer, I want him to be able to utilize that, be able to, benefit from it. So I'll let him use tinker for his trenching, utilizing the tools and so forth. Whereas the rest of you, we're going to use
my tools and TikTok.
The rest of you, I would like survival checks. Okay.
Uh, 18 from Lucius. And I do want to point out that Lucius is not using tools. He is using a spell.
Oh, and those of you that may not have been on a little bit earlier in the when we were talking about Discord, I have set up a number of different things this week and last week on Discord for you guys to have fun. I was talking with Robert and David a little bit about it before we started. So if you'll observe on your Discord, you can make different sounds like I think David might have just been doing a second ago. There you go.
Hey.
So I got a 19.
A 19. Very good.
I got a nat 20 for 24 total.
Ooh, we can build trenches.
We can do it.
That's a hell of an achievement when you're 2 feet tall.
Exactly.
I do have a little bonus thing. Since I'm using mold earth, the earth that I'm, trenching, I want to put towards the forest as like an extra barrier. Yeah, I think that's smart.
So you're putting a wall up.
Right, and then also a trench.
Okay,
doubling it up.
I believe I heard a 22. Is that right?
Willow got us a 24.
24.
Nat 20 plus 4.
Yep.
Okay. What was yours there, David?
19.
19.
I got a 13 plus 3.
All
16.
Right. 16. All right, not bad. Okay. Lucius? And Guy?
Oh, Guy didn't roll. My apologies.
Okay.
That is a 15.
15. For Lucius?
For Gaia's survival.
Okay. And what's yours?
Oh, mine was 18.
Thank you. All right. So, Willow, things seem to be going quite well for you and your crew. You dictate what you believe to need to be done, and they take to your commands. And before long, you have a nice fire break trench dug out. Same with you, Belmont. No issues there. You bark your commands and so forth. Kythos, no issues. They take to your commands without any issue. And Gaia, You guys all succeeded these checks that I had laid out for you as being a 15. And you guys all successfully did that. You lead the way with your trench digging. You guys dig holes. Dig holes so good. All right. While you guys are in the middle of digging your holes and so forth, you can't get over the feeling that you are being watched. And time to time, as you're busy and may wipe your brow from digging them holes, you see something in the woods move and shift. And you know this place is teeming with stuff, and you just got the feeling that when things go down, all hell's going to break loose. So you have your trench dug out all the way across. It takes you guys a couple of hours. The sun is still high in the sky. You have plenty of time, plenty of daylight left. So things seem to be going just fine. What would you guys like to do next?
Okay. David had requested an attempt to get some kind of gem or
no,
natural.
That was something else. If we could a gem worth 100 gold pieces, I could make a homunculus. If that's if we don't, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna hope everyone sees our, wait for everyone to see someone with a torch lit and just kind of wing the timing. Because exactly, we don't really have a way of communicating. So, like, whenever you're done building a trench, light your torch, and then I get the people next to you light their torches. Go.
Throw them in the woods.
Right.
Okay. So, we lighting fires then? Is that what we're doing?
Because we're going to know when all of our torches are connected to each other.
Yeah.
Because if we're all digging to the left, we're all going to be where somebody else started it eventually.
Oh yeah,
and
maybe you missed that part. I did try to say that you guys finish and you guys all make your circle completely around. So you guys are all touching each other. So your circle is a circle. It takes you a couple hours, but you do achieve this.
Right, but I was pretty much using that mentioning that as, oh yeah, that's kind of a signal that we're getting close to go time.
Yeah.
I suppose since we're looking for a way to communicate between everybody, Willow can take and animate it for 2 hours and have it run around everybody and let them know that it's time to start.
You're going to animate what now?
Using performance of creation, I can write a note on something inanimate worth up to 60 gold. It's a medium-sized item, or up to medium-sized item.
Yes. What
run
item?
Around everybody. So just like I did the dancing plates, I can take something and write a message on it, like a chunk of one of the trees that we have felled, and send it around to let everybody know
a big old rock that came out of the trench.
I like the idea.
So anything of value of 60 gold or up to 60 gold. It has a max value of 60 gold, and it will survive for 2 hours. So it gives it plenty of time to run along and try to let everybody know that we are ready. Just go.
Funny how they word those things, the value of 60 gold. So if you have something, but it's 61, Too bad. Sorry.
Right. But because I don't have to worry about a log being worth more than 60 gold,
Right.
I can carve a message in it saying, light your fires. And
Imagine if it was the other way around, like you had first said. And it had to be at least 60 gold worth. And you'd be like, dang, I need some expensive wood. Anyway, but all right, so that's what you're going to use.
I would have just used one of my.
I have to carve like this really intricate, wonderful plate.
Mahogany.
Nah, I would have just used my drum.
He'd be there all day whittling and putting the sanding and oiling and everything like that, lacquering it up, give it a little bit of wax. Okay, now I can finally cast this spell. Sorry, got a little off topic. All right,
It's
so
a great way to self-appraise.
okay, you are using the wood then? Is that right?
Yeah, so I'm using Performance of Creation.
Okay. And so give me an idea of what this wood is doing. Just running around like flip and flop, or what is the objective?
I'm going to have I carved some kind of a basic rudimentary common, start fire, in it, and let it go. I kind of picture, like a little twig man running through the forest, trying to catch someone's attention because it's not speaking. It's just an animated item, that's going to be running through, trying to maybe wave its arms around, saying, "Hey, I'm right here," as it runs past everybody.
You could just animate a lit torch and throw it in to have it run around.
Ooh.
Well, I could certainly do that.
Go in there and headbutt all the things.
There you go. Okay, so
because it burns for an hour.
2 hours is how long this thing will survive. So
right, but a torch burns for an hour.
Okay, yep, I understand what you're saying. There you go.
Now, although I don't have
guaranteed lighting this whole place.
Although I don't have the webbing drawn up as I did previously, I'll show you guys, all viewers at home, what I'm referring to. As you know, if there's anyone watching us right now, but I had set up a huge map, all filled with all kinds of stuff, and they were all just webbed up in this thing. Let's see if I can change that real quick. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Yeah, I can see it on David's. So yeah, I had just taken time and jotted out a whole bunch of web all over this big old forest. But I didn't do that this time. But just imagine that it is there. That everything is covered in that same web. That it's, thick. And that it's all around. Throughout everything. Throughout all the trees. It's just one big old continuous mass of webs that envelops the entire forest. And as you guys are doing your deal now, are you using the torch as you said, and you're just going to run around, or as David has suggested, and
since we had discussed before separating some kind of a signal or some way to let everybody know that it's time to start the fire, I would hope that Delmont would have suggested animating a torch at that point in time, and therefore it would have been easy enough to pull one out of my pack and go ahead and do just that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with you guys doing the torch. Totally okay with it. In fact, the only thing I really needed to know was what you guys were doing. So with that, yeah, you send your torch out into the big blue yonder, or green yonder, and you send it out, and it runs along, and so it's trying to catch the webbing on fire, essentially, because it's not going to catch the trees, obviously, uh, dense and damp as they may be, but the webbing, sure. And you guys were rather successful with that before, as you guys were launching your, fire and so forth into it. So let's just go and see what happens, Willa, when you start using this torch in that manner. Roll me a
Okay.
roll me a d6.
Okay. Ouch! I got a 2.
Oh, so it does flash and burn the webbing, but the fire from the webbing isn't quite strong enough in that particular area to actually burn the trees too. The trees don't catch, but it does move to the next, and it just continues going around. So if you'd like, why don't you just do a series of checks? Let's do 10.
Okay, and so we're just re-rolling the d6.
Yeah. As it goes around, and we'll see where it actually is able to light. 4. So starting from you, we'll say it goes and runs in front of you, and then goes over in front of Delmont, and actually lines up there. So this portion in front of you is on fire. Okay, and then the next one, you run over and you're in front of Judge. And that portion does light on fire. Okay. And then you continue going. And you light in that area over in front of where Alistair is, and you light up that area as well. That area is now on fire. Continue. All right. I see was that another 6? All right,
That's a 6, yes.
Yeah, so 6, that works as well. And you manage to spark the webbing, and it continues to burn. And in front of the Minotaur, it begins to burn. Unfortunately, in front of Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In front of the alien, the xenomorph, there is no fire. And sorry, wrong alien. Gaia. Gaia, no fire. And Lucius, 5. Okay, 5 is going to be fire. Going up to Kythos, 3. Man, that is right there. That's right around it. So, if you had hit 4 or more, I was going to say it sparked enough to catch the trees on fire. So everything that didn't get a 4 or higher did not. But you rolled really well there, I have to say. Really well. So there are a few different portions of the trees that were on fire. And if people didn't know that this was the signal, they do now.
Well, how do you know when it's a signal? Oh, trust me, you'll know.
Right? So, you guys begin making your way around. The torch does, and begins consuming this forest. Now, there are some areas in which didn't quite catch. You guys want to try to help it out?
I'm thinking. Oh crap! Let me check my inventory real quick.
Yeah, so you guys are burning stuff, and so the fire begins to roar as the forest.
Seeing that my torch had failed to ignite my own space, I will be using Druidcraft to ignite my area.
Okay.
It's only able to do up to a bonfire, but I'm assuming there is plenty of wooden stuff that we put that I can kindle a decent fire using that.
I think so.
Lucius looks into his bag and then realizes with horror that I have no torches. Do the fellow workers that I have with me have torches by chance?
Certainly. You have something else very, very useful in situations like this. You know, I know it's difficult to comprehend that you could do something like this, but you have magic.
Yeah.
I have 10 torches.
I don't have anything fire-based, dude.
Oh. Just your Eldritch Blast. Your Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, but it only does 2 damage.
Oh,
it's not enough to anything with fire.
Right.
So we tried and failed last time we were in the woods. So I realized that it does not work.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can do is make sure that the workers I have with me disperse to towards Gaia and Kathos to make sure that they have fires lit, since the one in front of me is lit, to make sure that they have backup if needed.
So, what are we doing, guys? How are we lighting these fires?
I'm going to go over and light one of my torches off of someone else's so I can go and light my area.
Okay. Make me a go ahead and make me a D6 roll with your torch. You managed to be able to light it without much issue. In fact, if you got a little bit of help, we could increase those odds.
Yeah,
That was a 2.
Well, if I don't know if this is before, but I would like one or two of the workers to go help him out.
Okay.
A couple to him and a couple to Gaia if possible.
All right. Kaitos, you're trying to light the area in which in front of you. You get your torch and you strike the woods with it. You rolled a 2, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So a couple of Lucius's assistants come over and they start to help you as well. Let's roll 2 more D6s.
Oh, I threw it in there. Hold on. I got to grab it again.
Yeah, no problem.
There's 1, there's 2.
All right. So
2 and 2.
a total of 4.
4.
5 total, I guess. Total. So 2, 1. Well, hey, that's plenty. So you managed with the group of you to light this portion of the trees on fire. Good job. But kind of. While you are there,
Yes.
while you're there muddling with the torches, striking at it as you do, and the others come over to help you and strike at them as they do. Webbing shoots out after you light up the fires, and it engulfs one of the people that were assisting you, and he is trapped there on the ground as a spider leaps out from the trees. Roll initiative.
Hmm. 21 total.
All right. So Curtis, this spider leaps out and jumps on top of this pedestrian or this villager, and covered in web. And as he lands on top of him and tries to strike down to sink his fangs deep into him, you go ahead and what would you like to do?
I want to. Oh. Use my dart and plunge it up in between, like, the abdomen or whatever of the spider.
Okay. Make an attack, please.
Eight total.
So you strike at the spider with a dart, and it sings over top of him as he sinks his fangs down into the villager. You hear him cry out in pain as the spider sinks his fangs deep into his chest. And then he falls.
Jesus.
Was that too loud?
That scared the crap out of me.
I set up this thing with all kinds of stuff. Anyway.
My dogs are going really berserk. I'm like trying to figure out what's going on, and then all of a sudden someone screams.
So yeah, Curtis, the spider, it sinks his fangs deep into the villager. He screams out in pain, and then he falls limp. Okay, the spider, of course, begins to grab him and start dragging him back into the forest. Now it is back to your turn, Curtis. What would you like to do? I don't think that anyone else, any of your other party members are aware of the conundrum you are in.
Well, first of all, I'm going to yell out as loud as I can that there's a giant spider over here. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to... use my short sword and start hacking at the legs of the spider.
Okay, that's a good call. Make an attack.
Remember,
please.
you are fire resistant.
Yes. So I can... I mean, I could walk into this fire blaze and just start hacking away anything that's in there.
True. Now,
I'm going to start with the spider right.
Resistant does not mean immune. Don't confuse them.
No, I mean, I'll take... Okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to stick with my first thing.
Okay. So, make an attack. Yeah. What was your total?
11 to hit.
11 total to hit. Okay. So you strike at the spider. I'm going to say that I'm granting you. Wait, no. Wait, hold on. I think that does hit. Give me 1 second. Let me make 100% sure. It's really close. No.
Given that
sorry.
he's trying to drag something off, it wouldn't necessarily have normal reflexes.
I'll give you advantage.
Okay, so I'm going to... Not much better. 12.
Okay. Just not meant to be. The villager disappears into the woods as you strike at the spider. The spider, of course, lurches down below your sword strikes and drags it back even closer, even quicker. You did scream out in help, though. You call out for help. Lucius, Gaia, you're in earshot. Roll initiative.
Which one's in your shot? Lucius, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got the music up a little bit high. We'll bring it down a little bit.
Well, you said Lucius and Gaia.
That is correct.
And I think okay, so okay, that makes more sense.
You guys are the ones on Jason's one, on the other side.
Yeah, Lucius and Willow.
Correct.
I think I got a. Let me double check. I rolled initiative when you said roll initiative earlier.
Well, this was just for Kythos because this is a singular event, but he has called out to you guys, so you guys both here. So, what are you doing? Roll initiative.
Yeah, I got a 5.
Okay. Gaia?
Gaia is not close to Kythos.
Oh, that's Willow.
That's
Other
what,
fake
that's what
creature. I apologize. I apologize immensely. I was looking at the wrong screen. I was actually looking at David's screen instead of my screen over here, which I can see clearly. Willow, roll initiative.
Willow is actually going to ignore the call out for help and continue making sure that my area is ignited and under control, because that is my job, is this section of the forest.
Okay, understood. So, Lucius, what are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, my area is lit, so if I heard a cry for help, I'm going to do that since I can't start a fire by myself.
Okay, so you're making your way over towards where you heard the cry from help, which was over from Kythos. You heard Kythos call for help. So you start making your way over there, and you see the peasant being dragged into the forest by these creepy crawly legs of this giant spider as Kythos is striking at it with his sword, but to no avail. What would you like to do?
It's doubtful, but if I can get within range from the Eldritch Blast, I would love to get a side shot at that spider.
Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, that you are. So roll me an attack.
That is a 24 to hit.
24 to hit. So you do hit. Roll some damage.
That is 12 force and 2 fire for a total of 14.
Okay. The spider lurches back, shrieking, and disappears into the forest. Kythos, you may grab the peasant and start pulling him out to freedom, trying to pull the webbing off of him. You notice he's breathing. He's breathing. You do notice that, but he's not moving. He appears to be dead, other than the breath that slowly is being drawn. You think he may be under the influence of some paralytic toxin from the spider. But the fire does begin to spread, and it does continue to grow. And Delmont.
So,
I'm sorry?
Yes.
I was going to say, I'm going to pull his body, his paralyzed body away from harm of catching fire.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, because that webbing is extremely flammable. Delmont, you see as you are watching your fire begin to consume the sorry, trying to remove a token real quick. Seeing that the fire is beginning to spread in that area, there's movement about. Would you like to investigate further, or are you just going to let the fire continue to spread?
Well, while the fire is spreading, because the movement that I'm seeing could very well just be, hot, just the heat making things move. And I'm not fire resistant, I'm not fireproof. So I'm going to be on the back edge of the trench for right now, emptying out my water skin, getting ready to pour oil from my alchemy jug into the water skin, to basically act as an impromptu flamethrower.
Okay.
A bagpipe of death, a bagpipe of death, as it were.
Okay. Is Gaia with us?
Negative.
All right.
I can run her.
Nope, we're not going to worry about it. Well, did somebody say something?
I just said copy.
All right. So, Willow, take me through what you're trying to do to continue lighting your portion of the forest.
I am actually using my Druidcraft because it is able to start something up to the size of a small campfire. So, like I said, the fact that the torch failed to light my area, I'm basically just attempting repeatedly because Druidcraft is a cantrip. So every 6 seconds I can reattempt it to, get something to catch. Just the base of the trees, anything that we piled up along there while we were making the fire break, just whatever. Just trying to ignite my space.
Okay. All right. I guess we're gonna mechanically use this the same way as a torch. That's what I'm gonna say, because it doesn't roll like damage for anything, does it? It just says it lights it on fire. So.
Yep, it instantly lights or snuffs a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
But in this case, I think I'm going to do it the same way that a normal fire might come in which case it does a D4. So if you roll a 4, it lights instant. Anything lower than that is going to fizzle.
Okay, so I need to do a D4. Okay. Only a 2.
It does hit it. It does begin to spread a little bit, but it just spreads through the webbing. Now, you do have some assistance around you. Would you like to?
I'm going to hand Bardic Inspiration then to one of my assistants and just allow them to do their best.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and hit it with a torch. Give me a. How many? A couple of them. Send a couple of them forward. 2, 3, 5, 10.
I've got 9 at my disposal and 9 torches remaining, so I'm assuming all of them would be trying to get my section to light. It's kind of a panic moment.
No problem, then. I'm not going to ask you to roll. Not with that. You do manage to light up a section of it, rather large section.
Actually hearing that there were cries of help, coming from my, what is that, my left over there, technically?
Uh-huh. So you guys begin to spread out, and you light up a portion of the forest there. So you got it burning up. As you do, you guys over there pumpkin with your torches and whatnot. Webbing shoots out, and it hits one of your guys. And he is covered with webbing. And lurching out from the trees comes a spider that lands on him. It attempts to bite him. You've seen this episode before. Happened
Right.
just a moment ago.
I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on the spider as it tries to reach the villager.
Okay.
It has to pass a Wisdom saving throw,
what's
and it needs a 15 or higher.
15 or higher, thank you. Has a plus nothing. Okay. Roll damage.
I will be back in just a couple of minutes, folks.
4 damage.
4 damage. Okay. The spider punches back as you insult its mother or something, and it looks up at you a little bit taken off as its, psychic energy invades its thoughts, and backs up off the sorry, I'm trying to find the word. Peasant. Worker. Conspicuous. Assistant. Compadre. Minion.
George!
I can think of so many words. For some reason, I can't think of the right one. And begins to...
Not George! We've got to save him!
Not George. So he lurches back off of George and begins to disappear into the forest. Would you like to roll initiative on this moment?
Let me see. That was an action. I don't have any bonus action that would do any good to attack it on its way out, so I'm just going to let it retreat.
Okay, you let it retreat. Okay, I was going to ask you if you wanted to roll initiative to take the full turn.
No, I'm okay with just holding the line, with just making sure my fire's going and just making sure my people are okay.
All right, so it recedes into the forest. You're like, screw it, hang out in the forest. I don't care. The forest is burning. That's the bottom line. Good stuff, said so. So your forest continues to burn. You rescued your George. And the spider recedes back into the forest. Delmon's not back yet. Kythos. Lucius. You guys are over there. You've got this worker that is covered in webbing, not moving. You pulled him back to freedom. Just keep him away from the fire and away from the forest. But he's not moving. He is breathing, like I said. And of course, the forest is beginning to burn. What would you like to do?
Well, if I can tell that Willow's section of the forest is burning really good, I think I'm gonna go back the way I came. If Kythos tells me that he feels secure again.
Okay, so yeah,
you can go back over to your post. Yeah,
So-
I just wasn't sure how it was going to go with that giant spider. So
No, you made a good call. But I'm gonna go back at my post and make sure that the other side of the forest is as good as things are going over here.
all right, and I'm gonna continue, getting my side going again.
Okay. You're using a torch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have one.
Roll me a d6.
D6. Grace. 3.
All right, so you managed to light up some of the webbing, but it doesn't seem to catch and keep going. But the forest is burning a little bit right there, and it does start to spread out a little bit with your assistance from your D3 or 3 points of damage. We'll say that you do manage to get it to spread a little bit further. It are already burning after all. Beginning to fill up that area. Lucius, you begin making your way back. I see. The portion of the forest is burning, but it seems it's kind of limited to that section, and the webbing has already burned up, and you can see the tree is beginning to dwindle. What would you like to do?
Well, I don't have anything fire really. I will try to use the little bit of fire that my Eldritch Blast does to see if I can reignite and redo that flame. And depending on how that works out, I'm going to run to Gaia if it fails, because I'm familiar that she would at least have torches or some kind of fire damage.
I'm going to say that
I had torches.
and your assistants, your friends, came more prepared than you are, Lucius, and they have fire-creating devices.
Oh, fantastic. Well, then we're going to yeet some... Wait. It depends on how many they have. We're going to yeet some into the forest.
Assume that every volunteer brought their own torch.
I'll have two guys throw torches up over the wall of dirt.
Again, let me pause.
So if you remember when I made my trench,
pause.
Yeah.
I can hear an echo of us. Does someone have Twitch up and the volume?
Yeah, that's me. I have it up and I set it down without realizing it right next to my microphone.
It's fine.
That's my bad.
You're good. Yeah, I was looking at my stuff. I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, no, that was me. Because I had the volume down low because I wanted to keep an eye on the chat, but it was right next to my microphone, so you guys were picking it up. Yeah. So if you remember when I made the trenches, I was using mold earth. So the dirt I excavated, I built a wall of dirt closer to the woods. So there's like a wall of dirt and then a trench. So we're just going to chuck torches over the trench and the wall into the woods and basically pray it catches something.
All right. Okay. Roll me some ranged attacks.
I don't know what or if any bonuses, so I'm just going to roll a d20.
That's what I want you to do, exactly.
That one's
it would be a strength-based ranged attack if he's chucking torches.
And
right.
That one's a 9.
Right. I'm just going to add the bonuses in later for all the people. So, I didn't hear the first one because David was saying something at the same time. Could you repeat that, please?
Yep, I got a 5 and a 9.
5?
I wasn't sure
9?
how many you roll.
If you're rolling for everyone, keep going. You got 9 dudes.
16, 14, 7. I think that's 5. And then I think a couple of my guys helped Kathos light his forest, so that might be it for me.
Roll 2d6.
One and a 4.
Well, your blind attitude is, hey, let's just throw some torches over there. It works. And you light up some more of the forest. Okay.
Hey. Yeah, there's like 5 torches over there. I'd pray something would hit.
Well, how many d6s did you roll? So 2 of the 5 did hit. Delmont. Over in your section over there.
Yes.
Now, there is some burning going on. It seems to be somewhat isolated to the section that that was lit initially by the torch. Okay, it's beginning to ember and die down a little bit. If you want to get it to spread, you're going to have to give it a little assistance.
Oh yeah, that's why I was
Right.
filling the water skin with oil, so I can just squeeze. And...
There's no better time than now.
Okay.
Just rake me a.
So yeah.
We're going to do this as like a ranged attack, or we can do it. I don't want to cheese your tinker. This isn't exactly a invention. You're just kind of spraying some oil from a water skin. But it almost is.
I'd probably like to have my team, the rest of my team, do the same thing.
So I kind of want to use this as like a tinker.
If they have oil.
If they've
got oil, fill a water skin.
Sick. Man, like I told Lucius, the people came prepared. So yeah, they've got some stuff. And I like your idea. Go ahead, Lucius.
Just put a nozzle on the bag, and there's your tinker check.
Well, they have a nozzle anyway. They have that little like.
There you go.
You're gonna need a little water bag next time you need a drink, but yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
it'll work.
I can. In the morning, I can have the alchemy jug produce water anyway.
Okay. I'm gonna let you use a tinker checker.
Okay.
It's kind of an invention. You just kind of created your own little. This is like the first. Kingston.
I have really got to reset my computer.
Fire lighter.
It's a reverse fire hose.
Yeah, reverse fire. Fire marshal.
Yeah, it's basically like lighter. Yeah, an industrial like lighter fluid can.
You're like fire marshal. Sorry. Go ahead.
15.
Wait, you mean the fire marshal's supposed to put fires out?
Just ask Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something. Okay, David, I'm not going to ask you to roll damage or anything. But yeah, it's blazing. If you want, for fun, you can. Do you want to roll for fun?
For the rest of them?
Do you want? Yeah, you want to roll for fun?
What is the fun roll?
Okay, so how many people are you using? All of them?
All of them.
Roll me fireball damage.
Fireball.
When I add it all up, it's like,
Okay.
It's about close to fireball damage. Like a first level fireball. 8. Give me 8d6.
Okay.
In fact, I have
really need to restart my computer. Everything is chugging. So that is 30.
I made fire damage noises. So yeah, that's about right. 30. Yeah, you're ablaze. We're just gonna say this whole section right here. All this successfully, guys. You guys have worked together. And this whole portion of the forest is on fire. And as we look around the other constituents, your comrades have managed in one way or another to do the same. So we've got fire lingering out all over the place. And that's just most of the time, and I would like to take a short break. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. And I'm going to start listening to what you guys think about doing, about containing this fireball that you've just created.
This is why we have the trench.
Yeah.
I got a tattoo today.
Nice.
It's on my neck.
You do you, dude. It wouldn't be my
They do
choice.
not count as tattoos.
I don't know if you'd be able to. Like a poison apple.
Can't. Nice.
Or it's
Yeah, I saw the top little bit of it.
Damn it, I can't get a.
I saw. Nice.
There was a flash sale going on at the Apple Festival today. My good buddy, he's a tattoo artist, and he owns the shop. And so I went in there and saw that. I was like, yeah, I might as well get one. And then the guy that actually tattooed it was another one of my buddies that works there. And they asked, like, hey, you comfortable doing a neck tattoo? And both people in there at the time, like, I'm not real sure. And then my buddy, he looked over and saw that it was me. I'm like, yeah. And he looked over and saw that it was me. And he's like, yeah, I'll tattoo his neck. I'm like, hell yeah.
Got you. Got you. Good. I love that picture of Kythos.
Thank you. That was one that Pat had made on Wonder, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. I like it.
I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah, it's my favorite of the three I made.
It's
I think I know how Gaia got her fire started. She just dumped out her corncob pipe and it ignited her area.
Maybe.
I need
Yep.
a light. Does anybody? Oh, screw it. I'll do it myself.
So yeah, guys, if you guys will observe the fire, it is blazing pretty hot, engulfing the whole forest. There is still some sounds and movement coming from inside, but you do hear what sounds like suffrage, screaming. I got pain. Not a but of your enemy.
Sorry, Patrick, you started breaking up too much to be able to follow.
I apologize. Benefits of being outside as I get to the rest. Sorry, I'm out the woods. So. I didn't want you guys to hear. Yeah, you guys can hear the sounds of suffering coming from inside. The wheels of pain that you've heard from the spiders that you fought them before, you continue to hear from inside the forest as the blade is going about. crackling of the limbs of the trees and the exploding trees, the fire goes hotter and hotter, and the suffrage continues to get louder and louder. This is one hell of a plan. I really got to hand it to you guys. This is a really good plan. Just burn them out. I kind of like
Yeah, it's effective. It puts the least amount of risk on our people, and if any of them do come out, they're going to be wounded and weakened, and
Pushed back in.
or we just smash them right then. You know, we smash the ones who come out because they're going to be hurting. It's whack-a-mole at this point.
Yeah. And on that note, I was thinking, you guys want to roll some initiatives? And, well, we're not going to roll initiative. Here's what I'm going to do. Delmont, you can start seeing that movement in the forest, of course, and the screaming, the yelling, but as you predicted, a couple of spiders come jumping out of the woods, and they are singed a bit. Some of them on fire a little bit. In fact, throughout the woods, around all of you, okay, there's a little bit of this. I just want to go through bit by bit, one at a time. We can roll initiative, do this if you'd like.
We can go clockwise. We can go counterclockwise. It doesn't really matter how you want to hold it.
Yeah, let's just start with Delmont then.
Okay. So we have some stragglers coming out of the woods. Just gonna,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm just gonna pull out my gun and just shoot it.
So anyway, I started blasting.
All right, make me a range attack.
God, I am so laggy. That is a 24 to hit.
You do make connection. You do hit. Roll some damage, please.
That is 16 piercing.
Nice. With the damage already done to the spider, that brings him down. He collapses, and he's still burning after he collapses. He falls limp, and the fire licks at him, and he crumbles in as the fire begins to eat him. And by me looking at the map, that brings us to Willow. Willow, you see two of these spiders begin out of the forest. They're on fire a bit. What would you like to do?
If you pardon me, folks, I'm just going to reset my computer really quick. I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Willow is going to yell out for everybody to hold the line as I run forward myself and fire and use Thunder Wave on the nearest spider, hoping to not only injure it, but maybe even push it back into the fire.
Okay. All right.
So it is a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Constitution saving throw. I'm going to make that for you now. In fact, I don't use these dice enough. I actually have a collection of dice I never use. I have more coming. This person's from one link at a time. I love that place. I have a huge collection of metal dice I've been accruing for ordering their dice. I never use them. I use them tonight. This guy's really cool. All right. What do they need to save, Willow?
15.
15. Might like this spell. Oh. 15. Okay. And what's the damage on that?
Damage is 8.
Okay.
It's half as much on a successful save.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. So it does save. So it does take half damage. But you still manage to do something.
It also does not. It also does not get pushed back on a save. So.
Okay. So it doesn't go back in, but it still takes some of that damage. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to bring us, continue taking us around. Kythos. Kythos, you there?
Yeah.
All right, Kythos, you see 3 of these spiders. They start making their way out of the forest. They're singed to bits. Some of them still on fire. What would you like to do?
I am going to use I'm going to use my spear and start and like I want to use it two-handed and like start like using it as like a pole arm and sweeping down legs, like hacking the legs of the spider, and use. I should be able to use Fury of Blows, right? No.
You should if you made a melee attack and have a bonus action available.
Yeah. If I use melee, I'll just use it one-handed, and that way I still have an open hand to do the 2 punches.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Why don't you roll some attack?
All right. Rolling to attack with the spear. 19 plus 5. So, what, 24?
That hits.
1d6 plus 3 damage. We got a max damage for 9 with the spear. And then the Fury of Blows. 7 plus 5. 12 to hit.
12 is not going to hit.
All right. So I don't hit with the 2 follow-up strikes.
Okay. You do 9 points of damage to him. Okay. He reels back from the pain. Okay. I'm going to continue us around the corner. Lucius.
Hey.
Lucius, I'm sorry. I should have continued there. Lucius, there are 3 spiders that come out of the forest, and they're a little burned, a little singed. What would you like to do?
Have they made it over the wall of dirt yet?
Definitely not. No. They have just escaped the forest.
So I'm assuming they're visible, at least.
Only coming into view. They're coming out of the forest.
Let's go ahead and fire my laser.
All right, I'm firing my laser. Roll an attack, please.
Dirty 20.
You hit. Roll damage, please.
12 force and 2 fire for a total of 14.
Okay. You hit that particular spider, and it explodes, sending bits of spider this way and that, on fire, of course. And that brings us back around the table to Delmont. Delmont,
Yes, I am back.
you shot the spider. It crumbled and fell. There are 2 more. One of them shoots a web at you. What is your AC?
16.
16. Pull your hammer back on your or pull your trigger on your weapon, and it fires, and then you are hit with webbing, and your arm's stuck up like this as you fall over. Okay, you are constricted, restricted. You are trapped by webs. Okay, the spiders begin to make their way forward. Okay, we're gonna come back to you.
What about TikTok?
What? Okay, good point.
He acts on my it acts on my initiative.
I apologize. We should have had him working on your initiative. Okay, so let's go ahead and revisit that before the spider shoots the web at you.
Okay.
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 For your turn, before we hit Willow, before we hit anyone else, what would you like to do after you shot the spider?
So there were 3 total in my area.
That is correct.
Okay. So I shoot one, and TikTok will attack another one that's close to me.
Okay. Make an attack.
Yes. So he uses my attack spell modifier, which is intelligence. 21 to hit.
You do hit. Roll damage.
And let's see, that's 1d8 plus 2. 6 damage.
All right. This slashing, right? With the axe.
He's using his slam. He's using his slam.
So you
force-powered rend.
Okay, you slam down on the back of this spider, and it lurches backward, but it's still up. The other spider does shoot the webbing at you, and it does catch you. Okay. Going over to Willow. Willow, you cast your spell. It did a little bit of damage, and now we're going to shoot some webbing at you. What is your AC?
My AC is 13.
Okay, this is a total of 11. So the webbing shoots past you. Okay, doesn't hit you. Okay, the spiders begin forward a little bit. Continuing on, Kythos, what is your AC?
Checking 16.
All right, 16. The spiders, you did beat up one pretty good. It's going to attack you. You're in melee, right?
Correct.
So it's going to make an attack. What you said your AC was a 16. It bites you, okay, in your shoulder, okay, as you're fighting. I need you to make a DC. I'm sorry, I'm not going to tell you the DC. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, that plus 2. 9 total.
Okay. 9 total. You're going to take 4 points, 7 points of piercing damage. Take 7 points of poison damage as well. Okay? And you are currently paralyzed. Moving around the corner, we are at Lucius. Lucius, you made a spider blow up. But 2 of his friends, although badly burned, one of them shoots webbing. What was your AC?
14.
And you are behind a wall. You built took the time to build a wall. So I'm going to give you partial cover, which means rolling at disadvantage. I rolled the first one, was really bad. The second one was really good, but really bad worksheet. So it misses. It hits the webbing. The webbing, hits the wall that you're hiding behind as comes at you and lurks back, but it just hits the wall and none of it gets you at all. Going back around to Delmont. It is your turn.
Okay, give me just a minute. I'm a little preoccupied at the moment. Can you come back to me?
No problem. All right. 7 damage. All right. You do 7 points of damage to the one that you've already done. 2 prior,
4
right?
damage to previous.
Okay.
It was 4 damage previously.
That's right. Yeah, okay. So, all right. Is that going to end your turn?
Unfortunately, because that is an action. Let me double check. Yeah, I can't do anything else, so that's my turn.
All right. That's going to bring us to Kythos. Kythos, you can make a save. Okay, if you'd like, you can repeat the save.
Trying to say, not looking good. That was a 6.
Okay, so you are still paralyzed. Okay, we're going to come back to you. All right, and that brings us to Lucius.
Hey.
So the spiders are out and about. You are behind your wall. Villagers now seeing the spiders are like, I don't know about all this, dude. They didn't sign up for this. And so it's kind of you at this point. What would you like to do?
I would like to partially retreat with the villagers, staying as close to max distance as I can, which is 120 feet. So if I can keep the spiders about 100 feet away and kind of cover the villagers' escape as I'm also backing up out of danger, that'd be awesome. And then I'm going to lay down some cover fire.
Okay.
For a 15 to hit.
All right. Roll damage.
All right. I'm not Kidding? This is the third 14 in a row.
Well, already damaged spider that only has, a little less than half damage, or I'm sorry, a little over half, only starts with 26. He did.
I just thought it was crazy. I've shot 3 Eldritch Blasts, and each one I rolled a 7 for damage. So 7 plus 5 plus 2.
Some nights it's like that, dude. Some nights you're just rolling like awesome, and then other nights you're having one like Kythos right here, where you're just kind of hitting a little bit low. And then others, you're kind of intermittent, like what Willow's doing, but it just happens to work that way. Delmon, I'm coming back around to you. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. So, Delmon, those spiders, they've come out. Some of them, you managed to outright destroy one of them. Your compatriot damaged one of them. But you are restricted with webbing at this point in time on the ground.
Am I restrained or immobile?
You're restrained.
Okay. So, in that case, I am going to Chaos Bolt the spider that webbed me up.
Okay. That does require an attack, correct?
Yes.
And you get to choose the damage type upon a hit.
Kind of.
Oh, no, it's random, isn't it?
You roll a die for
that. That's right.
Yeah, it's based on my damage, what I roll on damage. So I rolled an 18 to hit.
Okay, you do hit.
And then 2d8 and 1d6. That is 16 points of psychic damage.
Nice. All right, so 16 points of psychic damage. The doesn't blow up, but the squeals and shrieks emanating from it are enough to turn your stomach, and it collapses under the weight of strain of its whatever you did to it. I don't know what you just did to it. Some sort of psychic damage. But yeah, and that brings us to the spider's turn because you were last in the session.
It brings us to TikTok.
Oh yeah, thank you. I always forget about TikTok. Let me do something about that now with a visual marker. I'm just going to use my generic marker that we all kind of started with playing.
That's fine.
And I'm just going to grab this little guy. This will be TikTok over here.
Okay. So D20 plus 6 to hit. That is a 21.
That does hit. Please roll damage. Or as we like to say, roll for damage.
That is 10 points of force damage.
10 points. That was the one that already hit for 6 points?
Yes.
Well, I gotta say, Delmont, as fire marshal, you're quite proficient. No more spiders over there for you, but a guy. You have cleaned up your little area. And all those spiders have been vanquished. Now then, I was going to have them attack at you or TikTok, but there's no one left to attack at you or TikTok, so I'm going to move on. Willow. Last you were sending out spells and so forth at these guys, at these spiders. You had managed to do a little bit of damage. You managed to do a little bit of damage. They shot some webbing at you. They missed. They began to approach. We're going to shoot some more webbing at you. Okay? But this time I'm not restricting it only to you. I'm going to shoot one at you. Then I'm going to shoot two at your buddies. Okay? So the first one misses. That's the one at you. Now I don't have to roll as high to hit them. Let's see what happens. Well, I think a natural 20 does do it. So one of your conspicuous comrades, your workers, general labor,
My fodder.
your father, is captured in this webbing. And the other workers are like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And they're trying to help him by tearing it off as others scramble and start to run away. Some of them are in fear for their lives as the spiders begin shooting webs at them. What would you like to do?
Well, first of all, does the one that I have been sparring with look to be injured at all? I
Yeah.
I realize it is, but I mean, does it look like it's in bad shape?
It's limping around. It's in bad shape.
Okay.
Really bad shape.
Okay. At this point, then, I will... I feel like I have to try and at least pretend to care about my father over there. Okay, I'm going to use Vicious Mockery to antagonize the spider that successfully actually hit one of the villagers.
Okay.
And tell him that, I'm not so much a fly as a wasp, and he needs to run from my sting.
I like it.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
15.
Oh, that was a leaner. Leaners don't count. Too bad it didn't. It was a 7. And I re-rolled it. It's a 15. So what happens?
Okay, so it beat it.
Does it take half?
Well,
something?
let me...
Save or
I'm
suck,
double
isn't it?
checking. If it succeeds... nothing happens. So, literally nothing happened.
I was afraid it was a save or suck. That's right. Okay. So, it doesn't seem to be heating your tongue as it continues forward. Now, this is just the spider's turn here. So, I'm going to continue moving. Okay. Kythos.
Yes. I'm rolling the save.
Yes, please.
14.
That's good. That's good. I like that. However, we're going to save that save when it comes back around to your turn. I apologize for me mentioning your name. You immediately went and did that. That's fine. But this is a spider's turn. And my turn, essentially. So, the spiders. Well, you're on the ground. You're mobile. You're paralyzed. Spiders begin crawling around on all sides of you, as though they will just feast upon you. But sometimes a hero does the saving, and sometimes the hero can get a little help, and a torch flings. And you hear someone yell, "Get away from him, you monster!" And one of your compatriots, you can hear him, although you can't see him or interact with him. But they're throwing torches at these spiders. And the spiders are like, acknowledging these guys for the first time. And they begin shooting web out at them as they begin to think, okay, well, I've got a nice meal here. but there's more there. And they leave you and start making their way towards all of your help. We're going to keep on going. Lucius.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've vanquished a couple of these spiders. There's one of them still there. It's still singed a bit, and it does not seem to be happy. It's going to leap, okay, on top of your wall. It makes a jump up on top of the wall, and you see your constituents or your comrades, they begin to shriek back as the spider is up on top of the wall. It shoots one of its webs down at you.
It'd be a lot cooler if you didn't.
What was your AC?
14.
14. You duck down as the spider web just streaks over your head, hitting the ground behind you. And the spider on top of the wall begins to make the wall crumble down a little bit as the non-combatants begin to run away. That brings us back around to Delmont. Delmont, it is your turn. Okay.
What do I need to do to break out of the webs?
Strike.
Okay.
You can always have TikTok help.
Well, I rolled a 20.
You do successfully manage to free yourself from the webbing. Pulling out.
And that is that's my action. So movement, I'm going to head over this way to start helping out Willow and her. TikTok and I are going to start moving over this way toward Willow to help her out.
Nice. Okay. Sounds like a plan. All right. So you begin making your way over. Willow, it is your turn.
Right. Technically, when I did the Vicious Mockery, it was still their turn, so I'm assuming that it was my turn. My failed attempt at Mockery.
Okay, that works. That's fine. So that you did make your move already, your attempt. So that ends your turn.
Right.
No bonus action or anything like that.
Right.
Okay. Willow. I'm sorry. Kythos. Kythos, you did have a successful Constitution save on your last turn. Okay. That means you are up. And all of the spiders have given you up for dead and a nice snack for later and started heading off towards your compatriots. You might have something to say about that. So you can stand. Okay. It's half your movement. Make an attack. The spiders are still in range. For your melee. What would you like to do?
My goodness.
Curtis has had a difficult time with these vermin. When they came into the forest before, he was dragged under a rock and almost eaten by a scorpion. And they ended up deciding to leave and come back. And before that, it was Delmont. Delmont went off to the side of the road to relieve themselves and almost got dragged down into this trap door by this spider. And that's where they discovered all these spiders. These spiders have been nothing but a pain in their butt for weeks. It's time to give them a little payback, Kythos. What do you say?
Thank you for listening. This episode, like many others, is recorded live on Twitch. You're welcome to join us there. Table in the Tavern, all one word. We're on every Saturday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and also every Sunday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. go ahead and join us there. And thank you for listening. Please, on whatever platform you're listening to this on, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is you give. Thank you for listening again, and until next time, goodbye. Oh, and you can find the rest of this episode if you just follow the Yellow Brick Road. Thank you for listening.